Hello, everyone. Welcome in this new little episode where I'm going to go a little bit deeper upon cleaning your mailbox into zero because this is a massive, massive thing for so many people who have a mailbox from, well, yesterday I saw something 10,000 mails. No, it was even higher. No, 10,000 was the highest. This was 128,000 mails unopened. And I understand because this is the way that we try to communicate with each other in a certain way without actually connecting with each other. So all of the subscriptions. But let's not dive into that one because everyone wants to have a mailing list nowadays. I don't. I'm not going to start with that stuff. Um, in this video, I'm going to go a little bit deeper upon how I deal with my mails. Right now, I have 97 mails, and it it makes sure like I get stressed based on that. Like, what have I missed? What have I missed? Is there something? Is there something? I'm not in control over the information, basically, and not even the information, but it's like, is there a bill that I felt like that I missed, or a conversation, or someone that is still waiting for a meal? Because having connection and having like reaching out to those and then getting back to them is a massive one for me personally, because I have been struggling with this in the past for such a long time, which created so much procrastination and not looking at those little facts and those little actions that I needed to do. So this could have been school, my educational system, or work related or organizational stuff, which still feel like I need assistance with that. So this session specifically is also going through this work, and I invite you to not only look at this video if you see it in the future, and also do this at the same time with the tips that I'm going to give, and I'm also going to write it down in the description down below, because I want everyone to experience the freedom that we can experience without that feeling of stress or us being adults and us being time bound and time limited. So, this is the overarching session. Um, yeah, let's get into it. I just created this one and of course blurred out some details regarding, because this is my private mailbox. But you already see on the right top regarding 97 97 mails, and I've got a lot of them like unopened. Some of them are opened. Like, I don't know exactly what to do with them. So I'm going to go over a little bit of tips, what I'm doing, how I'm dealing with that. And I won't go into all of the details because I need to convert that into my Notion system, and I haven't set it up for my Notion, but I will. And what I want to show you guys, yeah, so let's imagine you start from the top. Um, Me personally, the first one is um, a newsletter mail after signing up for a webinar. I'm like, I'm getting a mail from this guy once a day. Like, I don't really mind if it's once a week or once a month. Once a day is way too much. And even the stuff that he's given. So you can open it up if you want to. Then you can read through it. That's an offer. Like, I understand why people want to go a little bit deeper. But me personally, I'm like, no, this guy has so much free value already online, and this feels overwhelming for me personally. So then I'm going to unsubscribe. At the bottom of the mail, you have the option to unsubscribe the mail. And it's quite nice to do that. It will cost you some time, but it will help you in the long run with. Um, and now it is. Yeah, that's the downside to it, recording, because I haven't blurred out everything. I don't want to receive this anymore. Amazing. So this has been done. If I finish this one, I'm not actually going to delete the mail. That's a nuance that I've used in the past or did in the past, and I didn't want to remove anything because, like, maybe there's a piece of information there, or it's quite nice to see this guy and to reach out to him if I need him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to archive this session. You see here with the little box with the arrow downwards. Click on archive, and then you get back into your normal screen. In this case, another episode here from Indeed. I'm getting so many Indeed mails. I'm like, unsubscribe. Yes, unsubscribe. Like there's so much. There's so much overwhelm. Like it's almost actively battling against the overwhelm. Like really tuning in what's coming in each day. Like, and if you're a high performer, if you're already in the business, then you like imagine that your colleague can walk in every day and like um, that you never have that alone time of deep work. The challenge, if you really want to take it to the next level, is to experience that deep work. So all of these mails are just overwhelming, or at least they are for me. Um, so in this case, I unsubscribe that one as well. I'm going to select it, and then as well, I'm going to archive it. So let's go a little bit deeper upon that. Unsubscribe. Let's do a little bit faster. I have my the Albert Heijn. If anyone knows the zakje. Comedy Central, Comedy Factory, which is a very fun YouTube episode. Like, if you want to like click down below, I'll add the link. It's really funny. Like old people, bleep, super funny. um, good. So the Albert Heijn, I'm going to unsubscribe that as well because I don't really need the newsletter itself. I've got the app, and that's that. Then I've got something from the accounting. This is something that I will keep for now because I want to show you guys this for the future. There's a contact, like someone mailed that to me with some information. I already dealt with that, so it is going to be selected and archived. Chess.com. Let me go into that one. Go below. Yeah, and sometimes you have the option here to do you want to change your email preferences or do you want to sign off? Then you actually need to go to notification systems and sign off. This is something that I just did. So I'm going to archive this one as well. If there is a mail that it is either spam or just something that you don't want to, that you're not allowed to like unsubscribe automatically, feel free to just, let me see where it is. Yeah, report as spam and actually block this sender. If you really feel like that's not compliant, like the unsubscribe, at least here in the West, within Europe, unsubscribe must be present in the mail. I don't know if it's for everyone, but MailChimp and all of those mailing services include it automatically. And if someone is not using it at that moment, like feel free to report them as spam or just mail back as in I really don't want to receive this anymore. Like this is an investment that you need to take to experience that freedom. Because the freedom itself is worth the experience. It really is. In this case, I don't want to block him because I already did that. And I just want to, oh, sorry. I just want to archive those. There's something else. It's not useful anymore. This was an Airbnb for those who recognize the state. I see that because the words are a little bit bigger, you can actually see what's written down, but that's not a big deal. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper, a little bit faster. This can also be removed. Telegram, Pinterest. Like I'm getting so many Telegram movements. Every time that I sign up again, like, hey, there's a new sign in. Like, yeah, I know. But for the safety, it's useful. But I don't want to automatically move it to a folder. Like I want to be in control over my data. It's a very important one. Pinterest I'm going to remove. Indeed I'm going to remove. There is something, I don't know. I want to remove in this one. Remove this one. And when I say remove, I mean archive. So this is archive. Archive. Notion. This one. Archive, archive. This is archive. Timeline. Indeed. Airbnb. Indeed. The Albert Heijn. I don't know what to do with this one. Remove this one. Remove this one. So how fast you can actually like go over all of these, especially if you have unsubscribed them already, then it's like okay, archive, 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 because a lot of this is still need to do anything with something with this, and this is ongoing, and that's the. So if you don't have any action, like really be action driven, do I need to do anything with this? If not, select that and either unsubscribe if you really don't want to receive that mail. And to be honest, almost everything unsubscribe. Seriously. Like experience that freedom and align with your goals. Truly align with your goals. Newsletters are almost BS. No one reads them. So if you're that one and you're sending out 3, 4, 5, 6 mails each week, stop it. Please. One each week max. Keep it on the same date if possible. Be a little bit, and I'm going to archive this one. So still 48 meals remaining. Even though I needed to spend how much? 15 minutes. I'm already working on this one. Like, and I'm barely ready. Like, so I can imagine if you're seeing 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 meals in your mailbox, that you're like stressing. I understand. It is taking time for that investment for taking this time. Because our goal, our true power lies when we rest. When we truly are in that meditation state. And it's not even about that meditation as in the West we are meditating, but it's about giving your body the rest so it doesn't feel overwhelmed anymore. You're present here and now without you thinking what could be hanging, what's where, what do I need to do. Like, I know from the past what I did personally. First thing when I opened up or when I started my workday, we started at 7 a.m. I was like, okay, opening up the mail and then see all of the actions that are popping up. Like the first thing, do not use your mailbox as your action list. Like, serious. Go to one of my videos, search for action management or getting things done, how to master your actions. I'll add that video on the description as well. And organize them on category. Like really, next action, actionable must, not actionable must, maybe waiting for, and time bound. And your mailbox is just one of the portals where external people can communicate in with you. Like seriously, do not use this as a to-do list. I'm serious. It will help you so massively much. That's one of the biggest advantages and one of the biggest challenges. Good. Um, so let's imagine that these are all of the things that require action. There aren't. There's still some stuff that I need to archive and unsubscribe and stuff like that. Um, this first mail is at this moment, it is information regarding the name change. Let's imagine I have a database with company names that I work with, which I do. So this action requires some help. And what is the action itself? So think about the action as if you're explaining this to someone else. Rename the company name, not going to say it out loud, rename the company name from this point to this point in the Notion database. This is actually an action that you can write down in your actionable must. Yeah, which is a very very powerful thing. And if it requires less than 2 minutes to do it, then do it right away. In this case, I would just go into my Notion and do it right away. And everything that's longer than 2 minutes, or if it's a project or it's something that's connected to different other things, like then lean into that one there. But focus on write it down if you're going to write it down. If it's longer than 2 minutes, if you're going to write it down as if your personal assistant is doing that. Because the trick thing is, the future version of you in 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, or in a week, or in a month, is way different comparison to how you are right now. And you're being in that state of, yeah, I need to remember, yeah, I know what I needed to do. Escaping that state is experiencing more presence. So that's an added piece of information. Um, yeah, and now what I have, so that's an actionable must. It's very important to understand the categories based on the Getting Things Done system, but I've renamed them a little bit because of like clarity comparison to next day, someday, maybe, waiting for, and time bound. I changed the next action and someday action into actionable musts and not actionable musts. And the definition of must is this something that you've agreed upon with someone else? Or is this something that is connected to your like workflow? Because for me, like renaming that name is not something that I've agreed with someone else, but I've agreed that with my own system. And I am as strong as my system is. So keeping if I'm keeping my system updated, then I'm trusting my system fully. And I can be like that's different than a maybe. That's a nuance. Um, and here's something like an I'm thinking about going to work for the government here for the like social work basically because I want some social um, impact, which is a very important thing for me personally now. And at this moment, I am waiting for the response of that person. And in this case, I would actually write it down in my action management system in that tab of I am waiting for a response of that company regarding this possible job interview. So then I'll delete this or delete, then I'll archive this mail. So it's not actually here anymore. And then I can just go into my action management system. Okay, what am I waiting for? Okay, these, and these. Have I received any response upon them already? This could also be that they're calling me. And them calling me is not directly connected to that mail. But I can go into my mailbox as in, hey, what is there open or closed? Like, it's such a game changer. It's unbelievably powerful. Good. So that's one. Um, so if I connected that to my waiting for, if I'm waiting for the response, after I've done that, then I'm going to archive this one. And something else, yeah, here's an bill that I need to pay. I could do it right now, but for example, if there is something that I don't know yet, or I don't want to pay it directly, or something else, then I'm going to write it down in my actionable musts, as in this is an action that I must pay before that specific date. Then I'm going to write it down there with all of the information included upon that, and then later on actually um, actually pay the bill. I can imagine for most people that they're like, yeah, but this requires more effort comparison to the gain that I'm receiving. In the beginning, yeah, for sure. But it's based on, well, basically my experience. Like, it is so amazing what kind of impact and what kind of next levels that you can do and can you experience if you're having that state. I'm right now in that state of I'm kind of bored and I want to help more people. So people book a session with me and I'll help you digitally. And based on that, I'll create content to help more people to make that available for more people. That is that action-oriented mindset. And I must say, I do have some benefit because I am electrical engineer and I do know my programming and stuff like that. So I do have some benefits regarding that. But yeah, that's just like Excel basically. Um, good. Do I have a different example that I can? Oh, so many indeed. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, so to be honest, I haven't been completely in the best shape because I still have a couple of meals from the 15th of January. To be honest, that were meals that I didn't want to look at. Like, I felt like stress because I didn't want to call that person or I didn't want to do that action. And, like, personally, it does give me stress. Let me change to the big screen, by the way. And, like, I see that with a lot of people around me that they're constantly in that state of stress in a certain way. like feeling that they need to rush and to take that to the next level. And in a certain way, like if you see a couple of your heroes on Instagram, people that you see like, wow, they're doing good, they're having that amount of money and they're having that amount of business and those parties and that amazing lifestyle. That starts off with having a good system, like trusting your system that you can fall back on. Such an important one. And it's not about the search for more money in a certain way, but it's more in that state of let's build the structure, the system around you, so you can fully trust on that level, and then you can grow from there. And then more impact, more um, money will come in, and all of that system. You kind of need to have some structure to get those basics right. So I want to close it off with that one. It's been almost half an hour. Thank you very much. If you're already here, or if you're still here for such a long time, like if you require something specific to see or to solve, like reach out to me personally. Right now, I still have that opportunity to do that because every time that you ask a certain question, then I can start explaining it. And this could also be like a computer course in a certain way because I kind of want to map out where everyone is technically, and I want to create value to solve that for you guys. But then I need to receive questions for that. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the video in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.